go around.
Oh.
The Vera Rodgers Museum is like a church.
Okay.
You walk in, I've never seen a museum. Yeah, this you walk in, it's got almost everything in there, just like you. What do you mean? You go in, you quiet. Because it's like.
All right, so my name is Kristen Anderson, and we are here with the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program. It is Friday, July 29th, and I am here with these three wonderful ladies. If you could introduce yourselves and spell your names, please.
My name is Vera Rodgers White, VeraRodgersWhite.
Thank you.
My name is Queen Esteis, QUEENESTERS, and I'm from Lakeview, Arkansas.
Oh, they want you to tell you where you're from?
Hi, my name is Shirley Jimmerson, SHIRLEY, JIMMERSON, and I live in Elaine, Arkansas.
All right, thank you all so much. So first, can you tell me about this building that we are in right now?
This building we in, I went to school here.
Really?
This is our elementary building. And far as I can remember, I really don't have anything really bad to say about this school in my days. Now, I don't know what happened back, before my time, but when I was coming up here, everything was nice. Everybody know everybody. It's just like the town. Everybody know everybody. And if something go wrong, by the end of the day, we gonna know who did it or whatever, because we look out for each other down here. And the principal was nice. The superintendent was nice, far as I can remember. And when they closed the school, there was a disaster. Everything just went downhill. Because when they closed the school, I still had 3 kids in school. 2 in high school and 1 was in junior high. So it wasn't no easy thing for them to adjust to that, because when they first consolidated Elaine with Marvel, it was a fight every day. Every day for about the first 2 or 3 years, it was a fight. And I encouraged my kids to just keep pushing forward. They all graduated, but my oldest son, he did get cheated out of his honor cord. He was an honor student, but they didn't give him his honor cord because they talking about some class he's supposed to have had. But in the newspaper, they had that he was an honor student. So, but that didn't stop him from being successful, because right now today he's in North Carolina. He's a traveling phlebotomist. That's my oldest son. And then my middle son, he's supervisor at the Helena Chemical Plant in Helena, Arkansas. He just bought a new home in South Haven. I got 2 grandkids, and so he's doing good too. And my baby girl, she just moved back. She just moved out to North Carolina with my oldest son. She got her own place. She's decided she want to be a traveling phlebotomist as well. So that's what she do too. So all 3 of my kids, they did what they had to do. They just toughed it out, and they all 3 is successful.
All right. Now, Ms. Queen, tell us about this building.
Well, my children, I didn't go to school. My kids went to school here. My children and my grandchildren went to school here. And I don't have anything against the school either. But they went on and they did good too. Some drive trucks. Some, she just do all over the world just doing houses and stuff like that.
She's a designer.
She's a designer. My oldest daughter's a designer.
Yep.
And I have one work out there at the prison. She's been there over 10 years. She doing good with her 4 girls. And my great-great-grandkids, they doing good too.
And where do they live? Sorry.
They live in Sherwood, Arkansas. And I got one over there on the river. He works on the boat. His name, Felicia.
Thank you.
Sure.
And Miss Shirley? Can you tell us about this building?
This building, I have 5 sons with the school down here and 1 daughter. And now they all are grown, it's gone. They're on their own. And one of my sons works cutting yards, which they call a lawn, whatever they call it, I can't pronounce it. And one of them, just doing his own thing. And one is working on a boat. He been there like about, 18 years, going different places. And my daughter, I can't pronounce it so good to you. She's a nurse practitioner and she's living in Ohio. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So can you tell us about when this building stopped being a school? What did it become after that?
A disaster. When it stopped being a school, let me tell you how that was. Okay. My dad served on the school board. He been on, matter of fact, my daddy gave all his children, he gave all us our diploma because he was on the school board for years and years and years. And when my daddy took ill, and therefore he couldn't be on the school board anymore. So they asked me, since I was his caregiver, they asked me, would I sign some papers to withdraw him off the school board? So I did that because his health was not good. But after they got him, all of the older head peoples, after they got all them off, that's when they lost the school. At least Parker, Webster, they did keep the school open, the older heads that was on the school board. But as soon as they got everybody off there that they wanted, and all us was on there, that's when they lost the school. It just went downhill.
And who is it that pushed everyone off of the school board?
Well, it was different members of, I guess they wanted to put some more people in their spot, I guess, because they kept hounding me about it, just kept hounding me. But after they got who all they wanted on there, like I said, they lost the school. But they didn't care because their kids had graduated and gone. Our kids, the one that suffered. Their kids was graduated and gone doing their own thing. So they didn't care no way, And we didn't only need but a couple of more kids to keep the school open. And they could have done that. What they should have done, since we had the better school, they should have made Marvel came here and study us going there, because down in Snow Lake, them kids had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Who want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get ready to go to school? But that was the bus route. So, and they just drilled it. We went to court about it. They couldn't even tell the people in court what they wanted after they closed the school. They couldn't even tell them, because I went over there to the meeting in Little Rock. They couldn't even tell the judge what they wanted. They didn't want nothing, if you ask me, because they couldn't even tell the judge. So that went down. It was just a disaster. And I hate to use the word hate, but I hate Marvel. I hate this school. I really do, because my kids, my middle son, he suffered. They talking about no child left behind. That's a lie. That was a lie. They left him behind, and each parent, your parents know their kids. They were trying to base him on my oldest son. No, you can't, just cause he know a little, my second son need hands on. But my other son, he just like that. But they was trying to compare him to him. And I kept telling him that he was a special need child. I had to threaten them, go to the school board. I had to threaten a lawsuit before they got my son some help. And I hate that school ever since, because they just passed them on. The principal told me I got the last say. So I said, well, no, after high school, it's a real world out there. You just don't pass. I wanted my child to learn, not you just pass them on, But and I really, to this day, I hate them for that. And I really do. I hate to use the word hate, but I hate them. They did my son like that. And it hurted me.
Yeah, that's shameful, man.
Yep.
Sorry to hear that. So when we were coming down, we also noticed Elaine High. Did any of you guys attend there?
I attend there. I graduated in 91.
Okay.
We had to fight to get Martin Luther King Day out of school. We had to fight to get that. We had the news people, Channel 7, to come down. We boycotted. That's what we did. And after we did that, we got that. It was just a lot of stuff that they didn't want us to do as African American. I don't want to use the word black, but it's just a lot of stuff that I went through that I know. There was one particular one that stood out because we really had to fight to get that day, and I never will forget that. We had to fight, and one of my teachers, Miss Pam McCray, she was over the Global Study Club, and she almost lost her job because she was with us. She was on our side, trying to help us get that day out. And she almost lost her job. And my daddy was behind her because he was on the school board. He was like, he went in there and he told them this and that and the other. But she held her job, but we just had to go through a lot.
I'm sorry, you mentioned your father. Can you just tell us his name, please?
James Rodgers, Sr.
I have a question for Miss Shirley. You mentioned that you guys have known each other for a long time. Can you talk about when you guys first met? How long you guys have known each other?
About,
All three of you, yeah.
oh, well, ever since about we was some kids. We've been living in Arkansas for all our life, and we lived in a place down about 6 miles from this place called Elaine. It's called Resho. Well, we grew up together, like going, it was a school down at the place called, like we had to walk down there. He was like a school with about 4 rooms, and he was so easy, to know each other. But how we, our mom and our dad, how they trained us up, we'll go visit, on their time and come back home before dark. And it's just a long story, so much to tell and stuff. And we also, had fields down there. It was cotton fields. And we, like picking cotton a lot, yeah. And most times, we will, the people that raised her, my friend, they had a farm, and they would, pick cotton, and my dad and my mom had 6 daughters and 9 sons, and we go to the field and we'll pick like 200 pounds of cotton a day. And back them days, a bale of cotton was $35. And so that's, that was just the way we grew up in the country. And then so I got drawn and stuff, and I moved up here to a place called Elaine, which is right now and stuff. And I've been here for about 40 some years. And so Elaine back then was a little different. Then we had stores we can go to, but here wasn't, too many, we can go to. And I think we had a dollar store back then too. And our doctor's office was there, and later on down through the year, all of that, just was closed down. But now we have to go to a place now called Helena. That's Helena, Arkansas. And it's about 26 miles from here, to get to the doctor or go to, buy our clothes, what we really want, stuff like that. And, well, anyway, it's a long story, and, you have to check it out for yourself. Yeah.
I have a question. My name's Adolfo. Quick question. So when you were teenagers, where would you go to have a good time?
Like just go to each other's house, and play. He was different from, like kids, can go somewhere and stay all night and come back and do what they want to do. Our mom, and dad would tell her, to be home before the sun go down, stuff like that. We didn't do the things that, like the kids doing now.
Yeah, but I think somebody was talking over there on the side about a jukebox around the area. Is that a jukebox? Hooks.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
there you
called
go.
it Cool Spot. That was
Yeah,
her
the cool
people's,
spot,
friends
yeah.
and stuff like that. But we didn't too much go there,
Okay.
But we knew about it, and we really didn't go out, too much until, and later on, it was another place, that came up called, what's the place up there in Oneida? Huh? Huh? Yeah, called Oneida, and we'll, get ready. That was during the days, back then, when people, called what? Annabelle. That's during the days back then when people still was wearing something called hot pants and stuff like that. Yeah, we would, get ready, and go and, come back, all this stuff. Yeah. Well,
Miss Queen, what are your memories from Elena when you were younger?
In my early days.
Yeah. What's it like when you're in your early days? What are your memories?
What I remember.
Yeah.
Ooh, everything was nice, but to me it was nice, but to our parents it was hard. It was hard for them, but to us it was real easy because we couldn't see what they saw. But after I got older, I saw what they saw. And it was kind of tough. We had to get a wagon and a mule to even get our grocery home. They would get grocery away, they'd give it in a sack, and we'd get the mule and wagon to get home, because we couldn't get there no other way. And then me and her sister used to have fun together.
Yep.
We used to play a lot together. Pick kite and pick kite. We didn't get tired then. We get tired now.
Yep.
We play all day, half of the night too. And I went to them cafes. I did. With all of them, Annabelle's, Oneida, and we danced and had fun.
Yep.
But we had some hard days, I tell you that. We had chickens and stuff out there. We had some hard days. And one day my uncle he didn't steal the corn, he just picked the corn off the stalk. He picked the corn off the stalks and put it in the truck for the hogs. And that man come out and told Mr. David Griffin, no, his daddy, what's his dad's name? Brooke Griffin told him to sell everything. He said every hog he had. He had about 100 heads of hogs. He'd sell all them hogs and start all over again. Just being dirty.
Because he got the corn.
Because he got some corn to feed the hogs. That's when I said we had a hard time coming up. But thank God we still made it. We still here too. And they dead and gone on. We still here.
Did your uncle work for Brooks Griffin?
He worked for Brooke Griffin. He had we sharecrop for him. That's what he picked. That's what he picked kite from
Your
us.
family as well? And did your family, I don't know, you said your father worked for the school board, but did your family have any
My father
time?
worked for Mohawk, this thing called Mohawk. That's what he worked for back in the day. But my grandparent, that's why I got in my hand the deeds, the cool spot where everybody, y'all was hearing about. And he had 3 lots in there. I got the print out. I got the deed, how it was back then. And now my sister got a double wide trailer house over there now. When my grandfather died, my grandmother took over everything was passed down to her. Then when she got, that's why I said the system is so messed up, because if you own any kind of assistance like Medicaid, Medicare, or she was getting my grandfather's Social Security, and you can't have, this is considered an access. You couldn't have no access because that count against you. So what she had to do, she had to pass it down to me. Because they had cut all her Medicare off, they had cut it all off. And I remember taking her up to the lawyer's office, and we got a quick deed done. This is where she passed it down to me. She had to pass it down to me. This considered as access. So she passed it down to me. And right now, today, we still own all of that. Like I said, just passed down from generation to generation. Because now I got my sister over there. She got a home over there. And long as she's living and well, she can stay there. But if something happened to her, it's gonna go back to my son. It's gonna go back to my oldest son.
Okay,
So it's gonna pass down from generation to generation.
that's awesome.
And we pay the taxes on it every year. We never missed a beat. So we holding on to our little thing because it wasn't, it's hard to get hold to something now.
That's right. Can you tell us about the other two papers you're holding?
This is the deed back in the day with my grandfather when he purchased it. When my grandfather purchased it.
For the building or the land?
For the land.
Land.
And he only paid $350 for it. Back then, $350 was a lot of money. But this is that.
Can you read some of that to us?
Ooh, Lord,
The
honey.
name, the year, anything like that. We'd love to know.
Jesus Christ. Ooh, Lord, he paid $350 for it. Paid by Ed Covington. It got the blocks and the lots on here.
Okay.
And that's about it. I can't read this stuff. This stuff is so old back then,
Yeah.
And they print this out for me at the courthouse. Just the deed, how it was back then.
Okay. Nice.
I was wondering if each of you could kind of speak to how important it is to be able to, pass things down to your children and your grandchildren, like, land and property and things like that in Elaine.
Say it again now.
Like, I speak to how important it is to be able to, pass down land and what you own down to your children and your grandchildren.
To me, it's very important because I always taught them to, how can I word this? My grandparents worked so hard for it. They worked for it. It wasn't given to them. And it's important, it's very important for them. I could have sold it if I wanted to, but I chose not to. Because, my kids and my grandchildren coming up, and they might want to come back here and live one day. You never know. But Elaine is a safe place. I wouldn't advise no young kids to just stay here, not now. Come back and visit. Me, I'm good. I've been here all my life. I'm good. I done did what I had to do, But for them, they come back and visit and go ahead on because it's nothing here for a young person. Elaine is for retired peoples. It's safe here. We don't have to worry about shooting and violence and all that stuff. But we gonna hold on to this here. This here is very important. This here just like gold. It means gold to me. And I'm instilling it into my kids. So my kids, they already know. Because I got to start up like that.
And Miss
Shoot, my
Queenie,
grandparents worked hard for this here. Shoot.
do you say the same to your children and grandchildren about getting? Really?
I sure would. Best for them to leave here.
Okay.
They didn't know that they can't work enough and retire. They can't retire here because it's paycheck to paycheck here. When you get paid off, you gotta go buy this and buy that, then you back where you were, back where you started at. If you put $20, $30 in the bank a month, you still gotta get it out. Something gonna come up.
Okay. That's understandable. So living here for all of these years and growing up here, how did you guys first encounter the history that is the massacre?
You go first.
You go first.
Well, to be honest,
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone.
the massacre. I'm just learning about the massacre ever since Miss Olsen brought it up because my parents didn't talk about it. They knowed about it, but I guess they was in their fear. None of us, my oldest brother, none of us know about the massacre until Dr. Olsen came here and brought it up to our attention. Well, whoever brought it out. But my mama said it did happen. She said that it did happen now, but they just never talked about it. But I guess something that's devastating is that I wouldn't talk about it either because it brings up memories. They still traumatized by that, whatever happened back then. They traumatized. And they ain't gonna never forget it. They just don't want to talk about it. I don't believe they scared to talk about it. It just, they so traumatized by it, they might flip out about it, So that's why, but I hate they went through that. Whoever all went through it. I really hate that.
Yes. How did you learn about it?
Well, I knew about it.
What age would you say?
I was about 7 years old when she told me about it. So I knew all about it, but they wasn't saying anything, wasn't me saying anything, but I'm still not scared because my dad one day anyway. See, back in them days, my auntie played with a little girl, a little white girl. They went to her house and beat her to death. She died from that whooping.
What year was that?
That was in 19. Boy, it was in 1900. I don't know that much. I wasn't born, but they were telling about how the white people came and beat her, and she died behind the whooping because she played. Little white girl said she hit her and she was crying for no reason. She said it was playing, and she acted and hit her upside the head. Something how you should be swinging her arm and hit her. And she went home crying. They came back down there with their horses and called out, and they had to send her out. But don't they gonna kill everybody in the house? Her name was Reby Duncan, and they killed her.
Was there ever any punishment or ever repercussions for the white girls that killed her?
No, it wasn't. They got away with it.
And what about you, Miss Shirley?
Well, my mom and my daddy, they never talked about it. I didn't know nothing about it. And when I moved up here in Elaine, and I call it the project, and I visited an old lady, lived in front of me. And one night, I went by her house and I told her that I heard something in the house. And she said, well, here's a lot of people's been buried out there where they buried, built that project on. That's what it was. And she told me, said that it was lots of people had got killed, over there, and some of them is buried there. And I went to asking her some questions, and she said that she remembered that, they was fighting, over there, and the black peoples, they had the best of the white folks, and then they had to send back and bring the army. And so the way I think about it, for the army, to come, so they had to get permission from the government or something, for to come, and do stuff like that. So I really don't, know, about that. It's not nothing I can do about it. And I don't hold grudge, against, other people, what happened, because, that was something, what they did, and so, well, it's a long story about it, and so, again, it's a long story. She also told me some of them, they want to hang, peoples and stuff like that. Wow. And I saw all of that was going on all these years, and nobody said nothing about this, and so until, I met somebody, I go visit. So I really, I really don't, yeah, it is, sad about it. But the thing about it though, what was sad about it until this lady, working on the call Miss OSHA, and so she went to bringing it out, and people's coming down, talking about it, stuff like that, and so. It just was something, was hid and been dug up, they had swept under the rug, and so, anyway, I wouldn't, yeah, no. And I didn't ever understand, why these people know about it, and they never said nothing about it because He still, was in their heart, but they never did speak it out. So,
Traumatized.
yeah.
It's traumatized.
So, there's something, really, I can't describe that, but that was something, can really, like something hurt, they, can't, talk about. So, okay.
I do have a question. Please continue. Go ahead. Or you were gonna say? Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well, my question is regarding racism in this area in Elaine. Did you go through any of that during your youth as you were, growing up? Did you suffer? Or it was?
Was it, people's, well, they didn't, some people, they didn't never treat me different, stuff like that, when they see me and stuff, but I do know that blacks on one side and the whites on one side, and so it's, but
I didn't have no
I
problem
seen
with
them,
racism.
but I didn't never have no problem, with that. My cheerers, they played with, like other people's and stuff, and I just never, because I have different races, in my family and, stuff like that. Just feel like other people's to me,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A question I wanted to ask is religion. Well, do you follow religion? Do you attend church weekly basis or?
Do I follow religion?
Yeah, religion. Do you attend church?
My religion, it ain't so much that I'm going to church, but the church is in me and like it should be anyone else. And I do believe that it ain't the one, religion. Even if somebody, they come to you, saying it's another one, I believe that's a lie. And the truth is not in them. So the Bible, speaks for itself. And I got to, know God for myself and everyone else. Because when that day come, no one can stand before me. Not my mama, not my sister, no one. I got to stand for myself. And if anyone holding anything against anybody, they is not going to make it in. I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to love, everyone, because Jesus is love. Not just talked about love, he showed us his love. When he took up, that cross and that was all of our sin. So all we have to do, forgive, and go on. And if I hold anything against anybody else, it ain't no way. It ain't no other way. They're just like Jesus is the way. And if they come up any other way, they come up as a thief and a robber, and they're not gonna get there. And there's so much about the Bible. The Bible gonna speak for itself.
Do you attend church? Do you have religion?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. Ain't no other way but God's way.
Yeah.
And
Same
you
thing.
can't get up by robbing and stealing. Y'all gotta be on one accord. We all gotta be on one accord.
Yeah.
And I do forgive them what they did to me and my parents and their parents and their parents. I forgive them all because they know not what they were doing. They killed them, but they still don't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Could have been killing some of God's prophets. They could have been dead. They did. They did it. They tried to kill me.
Really?
Kill me. Yeah, they tried to kill me, but I still made it.
Can you expand more on that when they tried to kill you?
Kill me with their tongues.
Yeah.
Speaking lies.
Speaking lies. You can kill a person with your tongue. You know that. You just got to put your hands on me. You can kill me with your tongue.
Yeah.
And can you tell us which church you attend?
Wholeness.
Okay. Thank you.
What about you, Ms. Vera?
I attend church every Sunday, just about. First Baptist is my church. I sing every Sunday when I'm there. And what you said now?
Your relationship with religion. how you view religion in your
I
life?
got a personal relationship with the Lord. Now, the church is just a building where I go to fellowship. Like Miss Shirley said, the church is in your heart. But we go to the building to fellowship. It's more better I'd rather to go and fellowship. I can watch church now on TV and listen to it on my phone anywhere. But I will feel more better in the church house because I got others there. And their testimony might touch me. I might have a testimony to tell that might touch them.
I was wondering if each of you could tell me, because you mentioned before that you wouldn't advise, young people to stay in Elaine. There's nothing here for them, maybe retire here. What are some things that Elaine needs that for young people to stay, for it to be the town that it used to be?
Jobs.
Jobs.
They need jobs.
Mm-hmm. The white folks, the white kids out of school, they can retire here. They don't go nowhere. You hardly ever see them leave. They retire right here. Mm-hmm. The white children does. But the black one have to leave.
And what jobs do the white children do?
Well, they get more, like, they work, they paycheck might be like $2,000 or $3,000 a week. And ours might be $400 or $500 a week.
Them
Now.
children, they money's handed to them.
Yeah, they give it to them. Just give it to them.
Given.
But still, they make that money. They make that kind of money.
They don't work like our kids do because it's handed down to them.
Right. But see, our kids do all the work.
What about you, Michelle?
What was the question that you asked?
Well, for young people to be able to stay in Elaine, for it to be the town that it used to be, what does Elaine need?
Jobs.
Yeah.
That's number one, and stores and houses. Docs, in a school. It's really need. In doctor's office. Anyway, we don't have nothing but one store here. And $1 store.
I believe.
And they goes off to a place, called the boot factories, and work, but it's a pretty good wage, different places like that. But anyway, you could take a look around for yourself and you'll see it all, yourself, and that's it.
If we had jobs,
Yeah.
housing, Elaine would be packed.
Yeah.
That's how, when I was coming up, Elaine was packed. But everything just like it just faded away or something. I don't know. But whatever happened, it was the wrong thing for Elaine. And I don't think Elaine will never get back the way it was. I don't not in my time. I don't think it'll ever get back like it was. Cause ain't nothing here.
Could each of you talk about what Elaine was like when it was packed, when there were a lot more people, when you were younger?
When I was young, let me see. Well, I didn't really just go out to places, but we just walked the street. We put our little new outfit on and just walk blocks and blocks and blocks. Cause that's all we had to do, just walk blocks. Every day, all day. You see the same people every day, but we gonna get cute and we gonna walk them blocks. We'll shoot ball, we'll go over to back then was a dirt court. Where they had a basketball going on the dirt court, called the dirt court, but Dustin, we hung out over there, watched them play ball over there, because that's what we done. And we might go to a few house parties back then, but we could do that back then, but now these kids, oh my God, it's a whole new different generation. We can't do that no more, what we did back then, because if you step on somebody's foot, you got to fight. Or get shot and won. Back then, we step on somebody's feet, excuse me, I'm sorry, and go head on. That's how it was. But now, you gonna have to fight.
What about you, Ms. Quinn?
Yeah, when I was coming, there was so many folks on the street to get out, step out the sideway, let them come by you. Just that many people's here. I mean, we come uptown, we got ice cream, we had all kinds of stores then. It was fun back in them days. But like I said, it was fun to us, but our parents could hear. You give us a nickel, we take a nickel, buy a whole lot of stuff with a nickel. Don't give us no quarter. You buy a lot of stuff with a quarter. Back in them days now.
Yeah, back in your day.
Yeah.
Oh, same thing. That was coming up. It was so many people, you know. Sometimes we go in the store, you know, it wasn't crowded in there, and oh well. All I can say, it was a lot of people, lots of going on, but now it's dead. Okay.
No, we still alive. We still alive. We're not dead. We're not
What
dead.
about the town? Yeah.
No, we're not dead. We still here though.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about you.
No. I don't know. We got to be some
It
hard.
ain't nothing here.
Everything tore down.
Sorry, you know, it's no stores anymore.
Everything tore down
Ain't
now.
nothing here. Nothing.
All I can say, it's a torn down town.
It can be rebuilt.
Yeah.
It can be rebuilt if that's what they want.
So I wanted to ask, since we're talking about your childhood, if any of the people who influenced you in your childhood, your grandparents, aunts and uncles, were survivors of the massacre or have ever revealed that to you?
They never did that to me.
Never, I was too
But I do
young.
know some people that did revive it, but they died.
They never, my grandparents never talked about it, so.
But they were here during that time?
My grandfather was.
Okay. And Miss Shirley?
Same thing.
But I wouldn't
Talk
know
about it.
because I was 3 years old when he passed away. So if he told me something about it, I wouldn't even know. At 3 years old.
All this stuff just came out, Miss Ocean. All of it.
And it came out with Roots, when that man wrote
Yeah.
Roots.
No,
That's when
I'm talking
everything
about, you
come
know,
out.
like,
Then Miss Ocean came along and brought it to the light. She wasn't afraid to be deep down there and pick it up and bring it to the light.
but
She
some of
wasn't
the
afraid to
black
do that.
people think that, you know, just because she white, they should be the one, you know, but she was the one, you know, who, you know what I mean, that brought this out.
And it need to be in the history book
Yeah.
of the schools today. It really need to be in the history book. It really do. It need to be in the history book. They need to teach a class about it, you know. I mean, it happened, you know.
I want to ask a little bit about the community itself. I think you talked a little bit about it, how you would all go out together to different houses, and it feels like there was a lot of communion, like a lot of family oriented, like the parents of your friends knew you or your families. Is that correct? Like there was a lot of trust. You know, like nowadays it's a little bit more like I don't know who's that or who's this person. How was it back then?
Back then, everybody knew everybody. Like I said, if I say for instance, if I have a cookout in my yard, everybody in the whole town, they walk by there, they just come on in the yard, give them something to eat, like a big family reunion. Yeah, and it's still like that today. One thing about it, if somebody cooking something, everybody gonna eat. If they stop by there and say, "Can I have a plate?" You gonna get you a plate. You gonna eat.
Anybody else?
Go with Miss Queen.
What about me?
Yeah.
How about the eating? Yeah, it was good community. It sure was good community. Everybody go fishing, come back fish. Everybody clean up fish and we fry 'em.
That was back then.
Back
wasn't
there,
it?
yeah, we go out
But back then, we could chastise other people cheering too. You can't do that now. You better not say nobody
Say
else
some child now, they will come back with a
because
gun.
they gonna come for you. But back then, shoot, we could do that.
Okay. I wanted to ask, because I think two of you have mentioned Miss Dr. Olsen just kind of coming in. Can each of you touch on when you met Dr. Olsen, how you met her?
Dr. Olsen.
Start with Miss Shirley.
She was, oh my God. Oh, talk about the kids or who?
Dr. Olsen, yes, Miss
How
Olsen.
long you been knowing?
And how did you meet her?
How did you meet Miss Olsen?
How did I meet her? She was giving us food. She was, you know, giving food to the community. And so she was doing, you know, other things. So much other stuff was added and added to it, you know. I've been knowing her for a while. Yep. And the kids. Oh.
Yeah, finish up.
Oh, something about the kids?
Oh, do you want to just talk about the community? Was the community?
with the kids? Yeah.
Oh, Come
I think
again?
we're
What was Miss Olsen doing with the kids?
She was asking about the earlier question.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the
yeah.
community,
No,
how,
yeah.
how the
Yeah.
family, was coming together. I thought you was talking about back then.
Yeah, can you talk about that?
Oh, yeah, I would say he was Drake back then because the kids, they had more respect back them days. And now, you mess with them, it might be the kids, you might get beat up. No kidding.
They'll try you now.
Yeah.
These kids will try you.
Little bit thing you walk around
They'll
cussing
try
like
you
that
now.
now.
They don't have no respect, like they used to. And you might have to get the mama and granddad and all of them be coming. Yeah, that's terrible.
It's sad.
Yeah, that ain't no getting along stuff there now.
And you guys mentioned before that's hard to get, there's one store in town. So could you talk about how hard it is to get groceries you need, things you need for your day-to-day life?
Oh, well, the store in town, I might go over there, and buy about 1 hour or something. But when I get ready to go buy my groceries, I go like 26 miles to other stores, and shop. That's where I get my food from. Mm-hmm. And this little store is too high anyway, it's got, it just, it ain't got what you really need. That's what I'm talking about.
They got enough to get by.
Yeah. You might can go get you a loaf of bread or something, to make it to you, go to the grocery store. And most time I go to the dollar store, I might not have water, and I'd go there and get my water, and stuff that I really need. And if I, want clothes, I have to go, 26 miles to do that. And so if something happened, if anyone gets sick or something, that's another 26 miles to get to the, to the doctor.
Let me speak
Yeah.
on this store. 'Cause y'all know James got a store, right?
Yeah, he have a store,
James,
but that's
let me speak on that now.
Oh, yeah, let me
Speak on that. Now, James have a store. And I'm going to tell y'all, the stuff in his store, he got just as much stuff as that dollar store got. But these peoples in this town do not support each. I'm telling you how it is. This man been in business for over 20-some years. I know because I've been in there with him. Let me tell you what these people want. They'll make Jane the last source. This is what they want. James, can I have such and so till I get paid? They want credit. But you ain't don't go to the dollar store or Walmart and ask for no credit. But when they got their money, they gone to spend their money with them peoples. But when they ain't got nothing, they run to James and want a credit something. Now, how bad is that? A lot of James business come for our network through Facebook. I sell a lot of stuff that way. I mail stuff out. If they buy something, see something they want, I mail it out. We most of our customers is out of town. It's not the people's in here, in this town. Cause they barely ever come. Half of these people's in Elaine don't even know what James got in his store. Don't even know. But when we lost, they twisted back here not too long ago. Somebody came in there and said, Jane, you got some kerosene he had. I didn't know you had this in here because you ain't never came up in the store and looked. He was the only one in Elaine that had kerosene. And he had it. But that's just the way peoples are down here. They ain't no support you, but they want you to give them something. They want you to give them something. But I tell peoples all the time, they ain't never got to come in their store and buy nothing because everything the store paid for, everything in there paid for. He don't have that overhead, so he can open and close his door when he get ready. He don't have no time to be open. He open his door when he get ready to open. He close it when he get ready to open. He is a store owner.
And where's his store located?
Right up there on Main Street, 108 Main Street. And he got a lot of stuff in that store. A lot.
Ms. Queen, what are some groceries that you'd like to be able to have every day that are hard to get in Elaine? What are some meals you'd like to cook, some groceries you'd like to have? If you guys want to talk about
I
that.
really mostly raise my God. I raise my food, except my meat.
Oh, what kind of food do you raise?
Peas, butter beans, okra, greens. I raise all my stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Is that
squash. I raise all my squash, tomatoes, cucumbers.
Did you do that because you enjoy gardening, you like it, or because that's the only way you can get those?
Well, I put
regularly?
mine in the freezer for the winter. It lasts all went up. It lasts up until summer. Till we're planting our garden.
Yeah.
So I just buy my meat, like chicken. I can't buy too much of steak now. Chicken higher than steak now. It really are. It's higher than steak now. Yeah. And I love a good T-bone
Oh,
steak.
my phone went off. Sorry about that.
And I love steak meat.
I barely ever shop. I live here, but I barely ever shop here. I barely ever shop here. Because me and the manager up at this Dollar General, when the pandemic was first hit, me and her got into it. Me and the manager at that store got into an altercation over some Lysol wipes that I bought with my money. And I went and let my niece and my sister know that they had some up there. She sold my sister some, but she wouldn't sell my niece some because she said, y'all from the same household and we need them to everybody to get some. If you selling a product, they ain't still, and she didn't sell it to her either. Because she said we were from the same household.
It's a shame.
That's why I don't spend, that's my last, I go to Helena before I go to the Dollar General. If James ain't got it, his store, Vera going to Helena. I don't spend my money. I don't spend my money. No.
You know, you say you guys have to go get Helena to get, you know, groceries that you need or, you know, clothes and things like that. Does Helena have all those things, or is there anything that's just really hard for you guys to get in, you know, around Helena and Elaine? Anything that's hard for you to get right now?
Ain't nothing hard for me to get, because guess what? I don't even really shop in Helena. You know, I'm telling y'all where I shop at. I shop in South Haven. I'm a Sam's girl. I go to Sam's and get my stuff. Because you get more for your money. If I'm going to buy clothes, I'm going to go to Ashley Stewart, or either I'm going to get online and go to Ashley Stewart off that line and order my clothes and stuff like that. But for this day, I don't have no problem with it because thank God I got transportation. I don't have to get no Uber or nobody to take me. But transportation is a lot too, because a lot of people don't have transportation. They have to get them a Delta van to go grocery shopping, you know, and stuff like that. So it ain't hard for me.
I went to sleep.
I'm gonna go get it. If it's in Little Rock, I'm gonna go get it.
I have a question regarding Helena. What are your thoughts about the next town? I mean, those towns, Helena, West Helena. How do you feel about it? Miss Queen, you could answer. Yeah,
What I
go.
feel about Helena?
Yeah. Like, how do you feel? You know, we went yesterday around. We didn't really see a lot of the history from Elaine or anything like that. How does that even make you feel? And now there's a memorial up there. What do you think about all that?
That memorial just a mess that
Just a
Solomon
mess.
put up there
Solomon put
because
it
he
up
got
there.
money. And when you got your own money, you can put it anywhere you, if you want it at the moon, he could have put it at the moon.
But it
Because he
didn't happen
paid for it
there.
out of his pocket.
It didn't happen. It
It
happened.
didn't happen there. It should have been here in Elaine, but he put it where he wanted to put it at. Cause what? He got the money. He had the money to put it where he wanted to put it.
Miss Queen?
That's the same I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Sure.
Same answer.
How's the relationship with them? Like, do you ever go to any of those museums out there, or have you looked at the history over there? Have you tried to just, you know, take a walk around there?
I don't go to hell
I
and
don't
look
worry.
at
I don't
nothing.
look at nothing like that.
And why is that?
Nothing goes. I don't like Heldon no way. It's too much. It's Heldon worse than Memphis in the crimes and stuff. Them people's up in Heldon are crazy. Especially young people, because they don't care.
Okay, I just want to ask each of you, you can go around and just, if there's anything that you want to say on the record, any closing thoughts about, you know, your lives in Elaine, the history of Elaine, or anything like that you'd like to say to us.
I just want to say I would really like for us to come together. And we know it happened. We need to try to move forward. Ain't nothing we could do about what happened back there. We need to live for today. Because I think anything, that's why it's called a past. Because it happened in the past. We need to live for today. Everybody got a past. Once you learn better, you do better. I just want our community and stuff, white and black, Puerto Rican, whoever they is. They can be green, black, blue, purple, orange, yellow. I want us to be able to come together. You know, because we going to have to. We going to have to. Just forget about it. We know it happened. Just forgive and forget. Because ain't nothing we can do about that there. Nothing at all. But just let the truth be known that yes, it did happen. But we gonna move forward. That's what I want to happen.
Same.
I said it all.
She said enough. She said it all. I want to forget about the past too. Look forward to better things. Well, I already forgive them for it. I mean, I ain't got nothing, hold nothing against nobody.
Yeah, that's so
Because
true.
it is what it is, and they done what they did, and ain't nothing we can do about it. God forgive them, I forgive them.
Yeah. Oh, the same thing. I believe that, no one should hold on to the past. Forget about it and press on. You can't expect to get in God's kingdom, you hold on to the past. And that's what's holding a lot of people's back. They looking back. And I believe the whole world had, a past. I believe that. But they're holding on to what they want to hold on to, Yeah. And I don't, dislike no one, because what happened, and no different races or peoples and stuff, because they God's peoples, and they can't, hold things against, each other. And I believe that, still the black peoples, there's still things that, they doing wrong. We are doing things, not perfect, just because that happened.
Just
Forgive and forget. Forgive and go.
And then sometimes
Yeah.
they do what their parent want to do.
Yeah.
They don't do what they want to do.
Yeah.
They do what their parents want to do.
Coming up, he's more disrespected, young peoples and stuff. Every day, somebody then, shot down and stuff like that. And this is what we need to look at, what's in the front of us. Like Paul said, did one thing I do, forget about the thing, press on across the mob, and that mob is Jesus Christ.
That's right.
All right. Well, Miss Vera, Miss Queen, Miss Shirley, thank you all so much for your time and for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry about sitting up here going to sleep.
Gotta go around. Vera Rodgers Museum is like a church. Okay. You walk in, I've never seen a museum. Yeah, but this, you go in, it's got everything in there, just like you do. What do you mean? You go in, you're quiet.